The rain had already soaked through his jacket when Daniel Reed realized the name on the shipping label wasn't just any executive, it was the CEO. The same CEO whose cold signature had ended his job 3 months earlier. He stood under the flickering streetlight, clutching the expensive leather package that had been mistakenly delivered to his tiny apartment, his heart pounding as if fate itself had just knocked on his door. He could have ignored it. He could have returned it to sender. But something inside him, something stubborn and honorable, refused to let him walk away. He didn't know that returning that package would unravel a truth powerful enough to change both their lives forever. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of doing the right thing even when it hurts, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Kindness Stories. Your support helps these stories reach hearts that need them most. Daniel had once been a dependable operations manager at Harrington Global, a towering glass empire that dominated the skyline. After his wife passed away from a sudden illness 2 years earlier, Daniel had thrown himself into work to support his 7-year-old daughter, Lily. She was all he had left, her bright eyes and crooked ponytail were the only light in his dim apartment. Every morning he packed her lunch with careful hands, braiding her hair despite never quite mastering the symmetry her mother had perfected. Every night he read her stories while exhaustion crept into his bones like winter frost. Then came the layoffs. The company announced restructuring, citing financial losses and investor pressure. Daniel had been called into a quiet office overlooking the city, where the CEO, Margaret Harrington, delivered the news with measured calm. She had looked composed, distant, almost untouchable in her tailored navy suit. He remembered the way the sunlight framed her silver-streaked hair as she spoke about efficiency and necessity. He remembered how his ears rang and how Lily's face flashed in his mind when he realized his income was gone. He had left the building carrying a cardboard box and a heart heavy with fear. 3 months later, life had shrunk to unpaid bills and constant worry. Daniel took on temporary delivery work while searching for stable employment. He skipped meals so Lily wouldn't notice the tightening budget. He told her everything would be okay, even when he wasn't sure he believed it himself. Pride was a luxury he couldn't afford, but integrity remained the one thing he refused to sacrifice. That was why he stood in the rain now, staring at the embossed name on the package, Margaret Harrington. The address printed beneath it belonged to the exclusive neighborhood across town, where manicured lawns and wrought iron gates separated the wealthy from the rest of the city. He could have ignored it. No one would blame a struggling man for keeping a misdelivered parcel. But Daniel imagined explaining that to Lily someday, and the thought made his stomach twist. So he drove. The Harrington estate loomed like something out of a film, white stone columns, tall windows glowing warmly against the gray sky. Security cameras tracked his movement as he approached the gate. After a brief explanation through the intercom, a guard directed him toward the main entrance. Daniel felt painfully aware of his worn shoes squeaking against polished marble as the front doors opened. Margaret Harrington stood in the foyer herself. She looked different from the woman he remembered in the boardroom. Her expression wasn't sharp or corporate, it was tired, almost fragile. She wore a simple cream sweater and dark slacks, her posture less rigid than before. For a brief moment, recognition flickered in her eyes. Daniel handed her the package without ceremony. He explained that it had been delivered to his building by mistake and that he simply